What's up, you beautiful collectors, action figure fans, especially those of you that enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as much as I do. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, it is the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review, and god damn it, I have been waiting for this set for way too long. This is I believe it's a Walmart exclusive. A lot of these are Walmart exclusives or Target exclusives. This particular set, I think, was Walmart. And this thing has been ridiculously hard to find. And I don't know why it is, because honestly, not a lot of people care about this, because this is the new NECA Toys Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first. You can see the first Turtles. This is done as a way to homage that original sketch design that Eastman and Laird decided to do when they were just kind of thinking of ideas in terms of creating a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic book, and these were the original designs for them. Kevin Eastman, just on like a napkin for the most part, basically just sketched this guy, and Peter Laird sketched this guy. They're like, hey, you come up with one, I'll come up with one, we'll see what works, and we'll like figure out how to do it. And ultimately, this is not how they, or this is not the design that they finalized, obviously, but this is a great kind of piece of history for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan, because like I said, this is the first iteration of the Turtles that eventually grew to what we knew in the comic books, and then, started all the stuff. This, though, is the regular retail version of the set. Interestingly enough, there was a San Diego Comic-Con version of it that had these in color. Now, I wanted the black and white ones because I like the black and white look. In the original, the first few issues of the Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtle comics, the comics were done in black and white, with the exception of the cover. And obviously, to homage, a sketch, I like the black and white because it resembles more of a sketch. Now, the color ones, I get why people would like those, because that gives a little bit more of a real look to them, but I like that history and that nod to the sketch, their sketches, I should say, for these particular guys. I don't know why the San Diego Comic-Con version was color. To be honest, I feel like more people would want the color versions than these ones, because this, like I said, it fits for me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I just feel like the colored versions are the ones that everybody seems to want. On all the Facebook forums, all that kind of stuff. The TMNT Party Wagon Facebook group, shout out to you guys, because you guys are awesome. A lot of them are talking primarily about the color versions, because they ordered the colored versions to be mailed to them as part of NECA's little, San Diego Comic-Con. You can pre-order these if you're not going to the show and get them kind of thing. I see more people wanting to get those. So it's interesting to me that NECA decided to release these in retail. I just feel like it should be flip-flopped. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm so happy to finally have these. I'm obviously going to open these up and love the hell out of them. But you can see that you got like cartoon images of them sort of down there. Eastman and Laird, you got this really nice open window that fully showcases both of them. You got up-close images of them on that side. You got more pullback image, kind of resembling the sketches a little bit more. Now, the sketches did not have the color on the bandana. Again, I kind of wish that those weren't, but this is probably the closest that we're ever going to get in terms of large releases for it. Now, Mondo did release the Eastman version. I don't think they didn't do a layered version. They did have that. I had that for the longest time. Unfortunately, I did sell it. I really regret it, but it is what it is, and now I have this. You can see a lot of the other figures that NECA has done for the Mirage comics. I haven't gotten a lot of them because, again, as much as I love the Mirage comics, and, in the 80s, that is what got me into the Ninja Turtles, and then the cartoon came out, and then it just skyrocketed from there. None of these are done up in the black and white. I really love the black and white look for him. And it's just one of those kind of things where it just appeals more to me. Now, I have several that are colored. I don't like them nearly as much, and that's kind of unfortunate. You got words, things, all that stupid stuff. Ninja Turtles right there at the top. So I'm going to open this damn set up finally and enjoy it. But without further ado, let's get these guys out here and see how cool they actually are. Oh, man. You know, I feel absolutely blessed. You know, I'm sitting here over 17 years doing toy reviews that you guys watch and enjoy. I've had some viewers that have been around that entire time. I'm reviewing action figures that I grew up loving. I'm reviewing more action figures of comic book characters that I grew up loving. This doesn't get any better than this. And, you know, I've had my back and forth love-hate relationship with NECA be very well documented over the years. And, you know, it's literally that. It is a love-hate relationship. They are the best at making whatever it is that they make in terms of how they look and things of that nature. Have they always had the best quality? No. And that's always been something that's bothered me about them. But there's been no doubt that their recreations are incredible. And the Eastman and Laird first turtle set here is no exception to that. This is an outstanding, extremely well done set. I absolutely adore it. I love it. Everything about this is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I'm just going to call this one Eastman and Laird because that's the way that it is. Now, starting off first with the accessories, you got a bunch of different ones here that realistically you don't need. None of these accessories were anything that these figures had for the most part. So, like, if you pay no attention to them, this is how the sketches were. And I actually have them positioned almost spot on for how the sketches were done. But NECA took it a little bit further and included a whole bunch of different accessories. As you can see, both of them have nunchucks that are attached to their, like, forearms, or wrists, I guess. So they expanded upon that. We have this set right here, or this, I mean, we've gotten the spinning kind of nunchuck thing previously with a lot of Michelangelo figures and stuff. So what they did was basically expand upon the concept of what these turtles would eventually become. Now, they were not meant to be like partners or anything. It was Peter and Kevin sitting there saying, well, you draw a Ninja Turtle. What do you think it should look like? And the other one's like, okay, well, now you draw it. And literally that's what they came up with. So they weren't meant to exist at the same time, kind of thing. So Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, they really weren't, you know, fully fleshed out just yet. They had nunchucks because, you know, that was a cool ninja weapon to have, right? So what NECA decided to do was expand upon that a little bit and give us essentially the Ninja Turtles weapons for it, which is really very cool. So you do have, like I said, the spinning bit right here, which, you know, when you have a 60 frame per second camera, it kind of looks like it's going backwards, and that's fun. You have a plastic section right here. Well, they're all plastic, but you got like this hinge, and you can see the chain, which isn't painted or anything. So you can have him hold on to that and make it look like it's spinning, even when it's not, because you got the center section, you have all these different little nunchucks, so it literally looks like one of these bits rotating around, which is really cool. Front, back, top, bottom, all very nicely painted. The weapons, the handles have the red, and then the white is basically the rest of it. And then you have the bandana, which again is a nice kind of throwback to the fact that on some of the covers and things like that, the bandanas were all red, and even that kind of continued on with the actual Ninja Turtles themselves, that they all had red bandanas. The color ones, like the purple, obviously red, orange, blue, that came with the cartoon. So I like the fact that, you know, they're homaging the white from the comic books, but the red bandanas as the original Ninja Turtles had as well. That's really very cool. I would have preferred if those were also black and white, but this is still really very nice. You also do get, in addition to this, and the ones that are on them, you also do get a pair of nunchucks that do have a metal chain with the handles and everything that you can, you know, do that. So again, they're homaging Michelangelo by including these weapons. You have a pair of sais, which again, at least to the best of my knowledge, they never used any of these weapons. But you have a pair of sais right here, again, done up much like all the other ones with the red handle, the white for the blade and everything of that nature. Very, very cool. Amazing detail all the way around. And again, you got like the little sketch marks. Can you see it like right on there? Like all extremely well done. And they feel really good too as well. You also do get a pair of katanas. I'm assuming they're katanas, but again, very much like Leonardo. So you got Michelangelo, you have Raphael, you have Leonardo. The weapons are all extremely very accurate for the most part to what, you know, or who they're supposed to represent. You can kind of hold them, but again, these particular turtles didn't hold them. You also do get a bow staff right here, which is obviously an homage to Donatello. Nice long bow staff. You do have this guy. I'm trying to remember this like little billy club thing. I don't necessarily remember this from anything, so I'm not sure where this is in reference to, but I do know that NECA is very good at a lot of those deep cuts, so something like that is probably something that is probably just slipping my mind. They both do come with hands. Now, the hands that are on them, again, are the ones that are designed from the way that the sketch looks. They also included some handhold or weapon holding ones. So the layered version has a smaller set of hands. You can see the holes in there to, again, hold the weapons very nicely. I mean, you know, yeah, and they're fairly soft, so you can just kind of wedge them in there. It does take a little bit of prying, but boom. Now he's holding a sai, which, wonderful. Now the Eastman turtle, because he's a chunkier boy, you got the same type of thing, but with the larger hands and then the holes to be able to do that. They both also come with alternate portraits where they're angry looking, you know, where like, the little growl right there and things like that. I would have to go back and take a look, to be totally honest, to remember which, if this is how the sketch was. I don't necessarily remember, and I apologize. But this is me going by my memory. I think I did a pretty good job for the most part. But I don't remember what facial expression that they had. But you can see you got like the gritting teeth, just like, you got the big beak with the mask coming down, going over the nose. I definitely think that is a little bit more kind of duck looking, I suppose, because it really comes down. Whereas the Eastman version doesn't really have that. But you can see you got the red bandana. Again, you got the very nice white highlight marks to kind of make it look like a sketch. You got the Eastman version, which again has the little grimacing looking face, more angry looking eyes, and again, a lot of those sketch lines. Even with the red on here, the layered version had it too, where you have the little sketch marks on there, which looks really very, very cool. Now, starting off first with the layered version, because again, to my knowledge, this is the first time that we've gotten an official release of this particular look from the design process for it. I do believe that, like I said, Mondo released one of these many years ago, and I reviewed it a long time ago. I don't think that the layered version ever got one. I do believe that there is a third-party one that made one in the same... it almost looked like it was a Mondo release, but it was meant to scale with that Mondo one. But to my knowledge, this is the only one that we've gotten so far. I mean, other than the green coloration on them, but absolutely amazing looking. And I mean, again, this is the look. That is what the cartoon, the original comics coming in here. That's what well, not the original comics. I keep saying that, but this is the sketch for him. And I mean, I think it's absolutely gorgeous looking. It really is. And as I said, excuse me, NECA knows what they're doing. This guy does get a little bit back heavy. And honestly, like, I gotta adjust the feet a little bit better. So there we go. Layered here, you can see, has a smaller look to him. He definitely has that more duck look, kind of like more like of a snapping turtle sort of thing. But all the detail on here. Now, you can actually remove these. So if you wanted to take this off and have him holding one of those, it makes sense that you would take it off there. And it just kind of plugs in there. So you just take that. You got a little hook sort of thing right at the edge. You just literally just take that. And, well, maybe. There we go. Get in there. Am I going on? There we go. Just like that. And it just swoops in and locks into place. But I'm really very impressed with the overall detail on this. Everywhere around it, you see the white, obviously, but you got these very nice black lines, the different highlighted areas, the sketch marks. Really comes across very nicely. He's got his little tail down there. But as cool as this looks, it's also fully articulated for the most part. So if you don't want to have it in that sort of look, you can position it however you really want and get him. Again, I gotta kind of futz with him a little bit. Get him to kind of stand there. And he definitely is a... Oh, well, I didn't have his legs straight. That's part of the problem. I mean, you can position them any way that you really want, which is outstanding. You have a very nice ball joint here at the upper part of the neck. You have another ball joint down here at the lower part of the neck that you can really get a good range of motion with it. This one, because it's a little bit more oval shaped, you only kind of like get a little bit of a twist, but you can take the rest of it, turn it all the way around, which is perfect. The shoulders here do have the hinge, move forward and back. Now, you're not going to get a ton of different poses with this guy, but it's not really necessary. I think a lot of people are going to recreate some standard poses for him. Like, this feels like it's also kind of hollow as well, because I'm pushing on that. So that's kind of interesting. Not so much the front bit. But you have the pin hinge joints there for the shoulders, pin hinge joints for the elbow, pin hinge joints for the wrist, moving forward and back, and then can rotate. There is nothing at the waist, obviously, because it's all one piece. But I really like how you can kind of see like the inside of the shell was painted black, which looks fantastic because it really does show depth there, which looks really very cool. The hips here do move forward and back, but again, you got this lower section that does kind of limit some of it. It's not bad, but you have a ball joint down there, which is cool. You do have the pin hinge joint at the knee itself, and then the ankles do move forward and back, and they have a rocker as well. Toes look fantastic with the big giant nails on there. I mean, and then yes, he does have a tail that is also articulated, so you can rotate that around if you really want to, pose his tail. But super cool. And like I said, first time we've ever gotten an official one of layered for the most part. Now, Eastman here, again, I did take a look at that Mondo one many years ago. I did sell it. It was actually a very valuable figure that I do regret selling. However, I love the fact that they decided to do this because it allows me to get them again and again. You can position this guy, knock that off, in almost any kind of position for the most part that you would want. Get that in there. So you don't have to do that classic pose for him. Like I said, I think a lot of people will go with that, but you can just have them stand there, and have both of these guys looking incredible. They really do. You can see that Eastman is a little bit more bulky. Obviously, that's just the way that Kevin decided to design him. I do find it interesting that both of them wanted to go with the nunchuck thing on there. That was kind of interesting. But you can see you got the bandana. I mean, for the most part, it's just the stylistic difference. He's a little bit smaller, different style turtle, I would imagine. And this guy's a big, kind of slow turtle, more like a tortoise kind of thing. Same level of articulation on there with the neck down here at the bottom, and then the large ball joint at the upper section. Very bulky. You can see that he's got this very large shell, which looks great. But again, all the line work with that sketch mark looks really very, very cool. Oh, you know what? He's got the like the elbow pads. He doesn't have elbow pads. He doesn't have knee pads either. So that was definitely something that I feel like carried over from Eastman's to the final look for him, which is, I dig it. But the overall sketch design on there looks really good. I love how big he is, just how big and bulky, because it's just like, hug me. Hello, my friends. Hello. I'm hugging you. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. But you still have that same level of articulation with the shoulders, the elbows, everything. I did mention that it rotates. You got the hinge there. That does kind of fall out from time to time as you're moving around, because it's like a little slot that just kind of hooks into. So just be cautious when you're doing it, because you don't want to. These are NECA figures, so you tend to be careful from time to time. Now, with him, he doesn't really have knee joints. He does have the hips, moves all the way all around, but it's like a knee/ankle joint. You can see the joint kind of sort of right there, and how it's basically behind. I guess maybe that's primarily, like I said, it's a knee/ankle realistically. So I don't know how you would want to necessarily characterize that, but you do have the ankle sort of thing that does move forward and back, and then also does have the rotation on there as well, so you can kind of position that around. But and then yes, he does have a tail as well too. Is his articulated? Yeah, oh yeah, his is articulated, so you can play with his tail if you want to. But the overall design on these is extremely well done. Like I said, I'm very, very happy that they decided to do these. I don't ever have a desire to get those green ones, though. Just even the bottom. The feet are even detailed at the bottom. Like I said, I don't really have any kind of interest or inkling to get those green ones, just because to me, this is how they looked in the sketches, and I'm perfectly content with that. I know, like I said, I know a lot of people will probably want those green ones just to kind of, and I see a lot of, what's interesting is I see a lot of people buying 4-packs, or like basically buying 4 of these, or maybe buying 2 so that you could have like 2 of him and 2 of him, and you can have one of them holding this, one of them holding this, and then, one of them holding these, and then the other one holding these. So I see a lot of people actually doing that. I don't know why, because again, like, to me, it's like the cartoon, the comics, none of the turtles ever looked like this. So like, I don't know why people want to just assign Leonardo and Michelangelo to one of these. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it's your collection. You can do what you want with it. I'm perfectly content with these being the representations of the precursors to all of those. I think these are fantastic. I love them. NECA, you guys have nailed it with these, and I have been critical of NECA in the past. That is no secret. And but that being said, I also have to give credit where credit is due, and these are stellar. Absolutely stellar. Now, as I talked about at the beginning, I do believe that these are Walmart exclusives. The nice thing is that they have started showing up at least online at like Walmart.com, and you can pick these up and get them shipped out to you. The set is $60, which I do think is worth it. When you take a look at, you break down $30 for a figure, $30 for a figure. NECA figures usually run around that in terms of pricing, and these guys come with a lot of different accessories. So I'm really quite impressed with it, and I think that $60 price point is on point with this particular release. So if you are looking for them, good luck. Like I said, check Walmart.com. You can get it, most of the time you can get it shipped to you for free. So I would absolutely pick them up. If you've been on the fence, if you've been looking forward to trying to find them, now's the time. Get these. These are, I honestly do believe, a set that will go up in value. A lot of NECA stuff kind of does, especially with the Ninja Turtle stuff, when it becomes more rare. But I think this is well worth it. If you're a Turtles fan, pick this set up. Whether it's this or the green ones, like the San Diego Comic-Con ones, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the NECA Toys Eastman and Laird Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles first sketch turtles, who I've named Eastman and Laird, which is kind of funny because Kevin Eastman was the more skinny, scrawny guy, and Peter Laird was a little bit more bigger of a guy. So it's just kind of funny. But if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it, guys, if you would show that support to me by hitting that thumbs up button. That one small gesture by giving me that like really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really greatly appreciate seeing that support. Also, in case you're new here, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That's also very fun. You'll get instant email notifications for the most part when YouTube wants to, function properly. But you get notifications whenever I upload new videos. You'll also get notifications whenever I do my live shows, which are always kind of fun. I don't drink as much as I used to, but health reasons prevent you from doing that kind of stuff. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. And please remember that the real trouble with this world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching, and until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and I'll be the same.